Stay with us because we've got a guest on the line. I've been saying that we've got global reaction. We certainly do. Let's start off by going to Durban, South Africa, because the founder and editor of the Behind the News Network, Joe Malanga, joins us. Joe, good to see you. In fact, first of all, let's take a listen because I want to get your reaction to what James Rubin, who is the coordinator for the US Department of State's Global Engagement Center, a very lofty title, what he had to say about RT.
That's a big difference than our state-funded media. Believe you me, no one in this building gets to tell anyone at VOA, RFE, or RL what to say, do, or write. They ask us questions and we answer them. That's the difference between a state-funded media organization in a democracy and one in an authoritarian government. The leader of RT has admitted that that's what she does, and they do, and we've now given you enormous examples of how dangerous it is around the world, and I sure hope it meets your definition of something new.
So essentially, Joe, what we have there is our state-funded media, well, we're superior to all our global counterparts. Do you find that argument convincing?
Where the hell is he getting these statements from? Who admitted to what? You know, there's a sense of desperation here. I must also indicate that it's not really shocking because in the country where I'm sitting, there was a weakness within the leaders where they allowed RT to be blocked. It was a deliberate move. Now you see it in the state where you question the timing. These guys, they like to speak without evidence. You will see their track record. They will say there's weapons of mass destruction and kill 3 million people, innocent people, without evidence. Where's the evidence of RT being operating or covert operations that they're running there? What stories were those? When did it happen? What evidence do they have? Because now they're trying to pump Americans to look at RT as if now RT is a problem. They need to put evidence there. Anything and everything that Americans will pronounce, it's rumors, unfounded, but they will act on it. They will make laws, special laws for that. They will go to war based on rumors that they find. So it was long coming anyway. We're not surprised because they're very predictable. You know, sometimes it's very difficult to want to listen to what the administration or the people that are employed in Washington or Pentagon or in Virginia at CIA headquarters, it's like these guys are programmed that anything that comes from Russia, we need to persecute these people. So it's no longer working because the people now will finally realize a lot of Americans are going to Russia. And when they're there, they see that whatever that their government told them, it's a lie. And they're not stopping. They believe in their own lies. Hence, we're here. So whatever that these guys are talking about now, one question that will come, where is the evidence of what they're talking about? Yeah. Can they provide evidence?
Just if I can ask you a question, if I can jump in. You know, Blinken has said and alleged, basically, he said that, you know, RT is responsible for some sort of malign influence in Africa. You know, I mean, we all know that Russia doesn't have a colonial, you know, baggage, if you like, in Africa, whereas, you know, the United States, all through the Cold War, etc., has had quite an impact on the continent of Africa. What do you think about that? What do you think of that allegation that it's Russia is having a negative influence in Africa, whereas does he suggest that the United States is having a positive one?
According to the colonial master, that's what he believes in, because it's disturbing the party that they are trying to do. They have not stopped looting Africa. They're getting involved in African affairs. So when somebody is coming to put true stories forward to assist the African people truthfully and treat African people as partners, the colonial master will never like that, because you make these people to wake up. You have seen the wave of the coups of the American puppets and the Western puppets that have been removed from power in Africa. They didn't like that. Now they're busy punting for positions for Security Council for 2 African countries. How are they going to select them? Now you're going to see their puppets that are going to, the true colors are going to come out. So Africa, you see, these guys, they still believe that Africa is still 1800. No, we are awake. There's technology. We can decide on our own. We can think on our own. And we can see that Americans or the Western countries are becoming a burden. They have been a burden for the past 500 years. But the arrogance of saying someone is influencing Africa, it means Africans can't think for themselves.
Well, on that
for
very
him
point,
to
Joe,
think that
on that very point, it's very strange, isn't it? Because they feel, it seems, that whatever Africans hear, they just believe. You know, they're susceptible to all that. They've got no critical thinking. This is the allegation that was put forward by Washington this week.
Exactly my point. But this tells you that now you start to understand that those guys in American government, really, I'm not sure how they sleep. Or maybe it's the programming. I start to believe that to work in the American government, you have to be stupid from birth in order to be able to pronounce things that are so stupid, to say things that you don't necessarily believe in, unless if you program, unless if you undermine control. Because the way they think, the way they say things, the way they act, the way they go around the world and say things, and they think people are still not realizing that everything that they do is based on lies. For them to think Africans can't think for themselves. This is the reason why now we are going to see which country they're going to select for the Security Council. Because all these things, they think, and they will want to do that, and then they come back to say, oh, no, this is what you should say. You can't say this, you can't say that, because they believe Africans can't think. On top of that, you will see that when they do something and you respond, to them it's a form of aggression. When they say something else and you oppose it, no, now you are influenced. They want the whole world to be American. They want the whole world to believe that Americans are godlike individuals, and of which is not a fact. You will hear soldiers from America in Afghanistan saying, no, I was fighting for my freedom. In Afghanistan, you are American, but you say you're fighting for freedom. So far away from home. So it's the thinking in America that is so stupid, and it's been recycled for long enough, and they think people don't realize that their stupidity and the bullying tactics has run out of time.
Very interesting point on opposition being a form of aggression as well. That's a really interesting point. Joe, thanks so much for your time today. Enjoyed speaking to you as always. Behind the News Network founder, editor Joe Malanga, and also RT correspondent Shay Bowes joining me in the studio. Thanks for now, gentlemen.
Thank you.